Oh, what do we have here? The boys are back in town, baby. We got a squad today. The illustrious Jack Bauer. The innumerable Dawson Miller. And everybody's favorite hybrid fitness podcaster, Brackencock Crocker. He's got so many soil issues today.
So Matt, this is not a good morning for you. This is take number 2, and you just screwed up.
Look, Brackencocker, that's a new one. Thank you, Matt.
Look, I've had 6.5 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours. I got up this morning at 3:30 to get a flight home. We're on fumes.
A lot of people asking if pre-episode excuses are valid.
Look, I'm just saying, the hybrid fitness and OCR community loves to put out excuse posts prior to racing so that everybody knows that if they don't have the day that they want, they put it out there. And I'm just putting it out here before the show goes on. So if my takes are worse than normal, you know why.
Did you post it?
I'm doing it right now. I'm just saying it.
It's not on IG. It's not a valid pre-race excuse.
You had to have done it yesterday.
Well, all right. Well, then I guess I just have to live with the consequences.
Yeah, this technically is a pre-race excuse because the boys will be back in town tonight when he makes his return to Milwaukee to run a half marathon tomorrow. So technically, this is a pre-race excuse already. It is documented.
You driving up tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a pre-race excuse in and of itself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll be there. We are
5
going to
hours uphill drive.
Oh,
that'll get you.
I'm taking a Southwest flight, 35 minutes.
There you go.
We're going to be there. We're going to be in Milwaukee. Who knows what's going to happen? Workouts this week have not been
I'll be
great.
honest. I didn't know that they were only about 5 hours apart. Like I just assumed that distance was bigger, but
Illinois is a very long
a lot of people are saying 5 hours is a massive amount of distance.
Massive.
Like that's huge. Massive. Yeah. Huge.
I used to live
5
in
hours
Houston.
is a lot of hours.
Yeah, I used to live in Houston, and Dallas was about 4 hours, but I just assumed St. Louis to
4 hours
Milwaukee
is a
was
ton.
a lot longer.
Yeah. If 5 hours is a lot, 4 hours is a ton.
I drive a lot.
Look, some say it's all about how you drive it. Okay. On today's episode, we got the boys here. We're gonna do a little Q&A. We're gonna go around. We got some listener questions. I collected a lot of questions this week. Jack collected some questions this week, and we're gonna have some rapid fires, maybe a few discussion points. We'll see where the hour takes us. Hard saying, not knowing. Ooh, Dawson's switching out stickers. Look, this might be a YouTube episode if Dawson's gonna keep changing hats. Dawson, what do we got? You got Mike and Ike's on the back there? BK's got shoes and Dawson's got Mike and Ike's.
I have an entire box of 12 boxes of Mike and Ike's.
You like Mike and Ike's?
I buy in bulk. Big Mike and Ike guy.
Just for snacks or for fueling?
Well, the hybrid raccoon will just, mix things together. I go with just a standard, pop some pills before my workout, few Mike and Ike's to wash them down, get ready to go.
Should I have Mike and Ike's before my half marathon tomorrow, Bracken?
Only if you're popping some pillies as well.
I'm always popping.
Then yes,
pills.
you gotta wash them down.
You got any words of wisdom before I take on this half marathon tomorrow?
You gotta get out hard. You have to establish position off the line. Phosphocreatine bonds are free energy for the first 20 seconds. You got to get out. Knee drive. I want arms up past your eyebrows. You got to be pumping.
So you're telling me to Tony Rebel it for the first 20 seconds?
I think that's a good basement to your effort, but
spike the heart rate. Just
really
and then
get
just
it up. It's a momentum game.
For another 13.09 miles.
No, because you're already 0.1 in easy by that point.
And don't forget, this is also a longer race than HYROX, so you're gonna need a double, maybe even triple the dose of bicarb. So make sure you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got in a new order this week. I was thinking about taking, uh I'm on the 22, gram dosage. I was thinking about just tripling that. So we just go with like a 66.
Is it an out and back race?
It is.
Yeah,
Down the Oak Cliff.
I'd take another dose at the turn.
Yeah, smart. The turnaround point is so it's actually
Is
interesting. It's in the, oh gosh, Bracken, what's the name of the park? Or Dawson, what's the
Estabrook
name of the park?
Park.
Yeah, it's in Estabrook
Estabrook.
Park. Okay, so you actually loop the park twice. That gets you to about like 5 miles, and you go down the Oak Leaf. You get down close to, the art museum, turn around, run back up. So the turnaround's like at mile 7.75. So bicarb 8 miles in would definitely go over
Yeah.
well. I'm actually gonna throw up thinking about it.
So
Well,
are you gonna hit the same, path where you ran your 4x4?
I ran my 4x4.
Didn't you run an
no,
out and back
that was
4x4?
that was on the lake.
That
I
was
thought it
on the
was
lake.
near the
This
art
yeah.
museum.
Yeah, no, but I ran this last year. Dawson picked me up at mile 5, 4.5. Tried to wheel me to a sub 7-minute pace. I had 1 gear at the time and was stuck in it, and then he pulled off at mile 11 and let me finish. This time, he's actually signed up for the race and running with me, and he's going to drop my ass somewhere between miles 7.5 and 10, TBD. Depends on
He's
how
got
well
a
I'm
he's
running.
he's got a pack mule, some bulk pony action.
Sherpa.
Just roaming. Yeah, basically. I'm
Yeah,
there to
Jack,
assist.
Chase is coming too, so I'm just gonna tuck
Big boy.
right in behind yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tuck right in behind Chase and Dawson. They're gonna cut the wind for me.
That
Have
wind
you
will be cut beautifully.
have you considered just, like, IV drip microdosing your bicarb? Just, like, every K taken in 5 grams?
Mm,
That way it
good.
never overwhelms your system, but you're just always, like, buzzing.
Would you take bicarb for a half mara?
I think for sure.
Yeah.
I think the first question today, let's get this thing going. How fast are you gonna run, Matt?
JK told me that if I held a 6:35 average or better, he would buy my beers for an entire evening at Vegas HYROX. I don't think I can do it. He feels
Not that
confident.
attitude.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I can. But I'm
I
gonna have 2 bulk ponies breaking the wind for me. Forecast looks good. 65 degrees at race time. It's on the Oak Leaf, so sun shouldn't be too much of a factor. The dew point could be a little nasty, but I've been training in it, so we'll
What
see.
time this early or
7
late
a.m.
morning?
7 a.m. So I would like to the real goal is I'd like to break an hour and a half, which is 6:51 pace or 6:49 pace. I'd like to if I can get to like 6:40, 6:45, we'd be ecstatic. 6:35 and you'll never hear me say the end of it. So,
Yeah. So big goal is like 87 maybe. 90
oh, I
is
mean,
realistic.
87, I'll be talking about it for the rest of the year on the podcast.
All right.
I mean,
You
the
want
real
something to
question
shoot
is,
for?
can I run a half marathon faster than my first HYROX? First HYROX was a 79. It was not 69, it was 79. BK, yeah, what should I shoot for?
Well, what did you run your first our 5K together?
1917.
Can you hold that?
For a half marathon?
Yeah.
Isn't that like 6:17 pace?
Yeah, so, like, I think eventually that's your goal.
Ooh,
Maybe next year?
I need to get on the PEDs. If
I
we're
just
gonna
ran that
do it.
one in honor. I did
Oh,
a
that 5K? It's a good 5K.
I did a hard one for me because I've run about 20 times this year, and so I decided to get a baseline fitness test, and I ran that one. I'm not revealing the time because it's depressing, but it's
Was
the
that just
slowest
me or
5K I've ever run
did
since I was
BK just go
15.
robotic for everybody? You
Yeah.
just ran the
Am I back?
slowest 5K? Yeah, you're back. You just said you ran the slowest 5K since you were 15?
Yeah. Gotta
Were
start
you
somewhere.
fast? Were you fast when you were 15? Maybe that's a good follow-up question. Okay.
No.
BK
All right,
is gonna
Matt,
make it back, folks.
are you faster than 1917 shape right now
Yeah.
in a 5K?
In a 5K?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the equivalent for a 1917 for half marathon is a 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 40 seconds. So if you
I
think
got
you're
this in the
slightly faster,
bag.
you'll break 90.
I ran a 40-15 10K in April, and I absolutely, uh, kicked at the wrong time, and if I would've waited, I definitely would've broken 40. But
40, 40,
How early
15
did you
is
start kicking?
yeah.
I was like I was feeling really good at mile 5, and I was like, "I could drop the hammer here. Just let it rip for 1.2. I could do this." I literally dropped it to 5:50 pace, and then a quarter mile into that mile, I was like, "I have made a serious error."
Coming full circle, that's why you get out hard. 'Cause you don't play around with decisions. You just lock in to hang on, and then life's simple.
Just run it like Lauren Weeks. Just
Yeah.
like
You know how
Yeah.
easy lunges and wall balls are gonna feel next race if you go out at 400-meter race pace for your half marathon?
You're not here to play math. You're not here to calculate splits. Just get
Well,
out hard
that's
and
the
hang
thing.
on.
I am I could never be Debo, but tomorrow I am Debo. I don't have to do any thinking. I just have to give it my best effort. Dawson is gonna do all the thinking. I don't he doesn't even need a watch. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Dawson, what pace are we running?" And he's gonna look back and be like, "6:40 pace." I don't
I
even
mean,
have
he
to I don't have
nailed
to
it for
think.
Morgan, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Dawson
You're talking
always
about
Dawson always nails it.
you're in
If
good hands.
Dawson cannot have his watch, and you can ask him what pace we're running, and he'll tell you, and then you'll look down and be like, "How do you do that?"
Just like when you start running mixed doubles in HYROX, you're officially washed. When you start rabbiting races, you are officially washed. I started rabbiting races right before my Achilles surgery. I was just so dialed in, and at that point, I knew my running career was over because
Yeah.
I was that good at rabbiting. I was like, I'm done. This is it.
Did you rabbit the Wisco Mile?
Oh yeah, every year for like 8 years after I was done competing like
Yeah.
competitively.
Think you
BK's a good
keep it
rabbit
up.
when he's in shape.
I'm a good rabbit when I'm out of shape, just for slow people.
And as Matt's intro always said, I paced those middle school girls' miles so well that they would be
Mm.
in front of me the first 2 laps, and then I would pass them, and then they would kick the last 300 when I got off the track. So I didn't let them being in front of me deter me from running the pace I needed to run.
From the pace.
The level of pro
Oh.
rabbiting is like it's a mixed bag, but the bad side is atrocious.
Yeah, I feel like, when Kerr just went for the record, I felt like that was, like, great rabbiting. Like, the announcers were, like, talking about how good of rabbiting it was.
Yeah, that
That's what
was a real production.
Yeah, it was a real production. Alright, let's get into it. Thank
Matt,
you to
let me just
Yeah.
finish with that. Your 40-15 translates to 10 seconds under 90 minutes. So I think your 90-minute is a really good line.
We gotta go.
Yep.
Gotta go. Okay, first question. This one's really only gonna be for Dawson, and then we'll get into everybody else. Dawson, is the BBB plan elite?
It has aspects of it that is elite. The BBB plan is a amalgamation of every elite 15 person who has a plan mashed together based off Instagram reels. But I think the race preparation and the week leading up to the race is it's not good. The BBB plan is elite 2 months out, but when the taper is involved and preparing yourself for a race 3 days before, I think that's where the BBB plan lacks in experience and execution.
Mm. I don't have anything to add.
I
Alright,
have a
first is
question.
Yeah.
What does BBB stand for in
Yeah.
this scenario?
Benny
Matt's
Big
dying
Bucks.
over here. So what is it?
Benny Big Bucks.
Benny Big Bucks.
Yeah, Benny Big Bucks.
It's when you don't wanna pay a coach for a plan, so you just mash
You
5
bum
plans
plans off
together
all your friends.
Yeah.
and then try to
Some call it the hybrid engine RMR
Bayans.
Bayans.
So are you taking the best of it, or are you just mashing?
You're taking whatever you feel like that day.
Oh, I would love to hear what you dropped from each program. Like, what is the
Probably the thing you
worst?
needed.
What's the
Depends on
opposite
the
of
day.
BBB?
A good plan.
Like, what was the useless trash that you dropped, the ballast from each program?
It's a good
That's
question.
what I wanna know someday.
We should have Benny Big Bucks on to confirm for us. All right. Benny Big Bucks plan, elite until race week. First discussion topic for the group. A lot of people saying it. Sled pull is the most important station. Bracken.
Uh, I'll say yes, in that I think it's the station you can lose the most time. And it's the station that you can derail your race on. I would actually argue that burpees are the most important station from it's like the binding agent of the race. The people who do well and come off flying are the ones who typically close the race down. But yeah, I guess sled pull ends more races because that's probably really to blame for when burpees go wrong. But it's either sled pull or burpees in my estimation.
Jack.
I definitely think if it's not one, it's probably two. Especially on the high end, at that point of the race, you can't really fake feeling good at the beginning anymore. You're 15, 20 minutes in, and you know how the rest of your race is going to go. And as Bracken said, you can lose so much time there through many issues, whether it's the carpet, shoe choice, bad rope management. So I do think that there's a strong argument that it's the most important station because of how it dictates the rest of your race.
It would seem to me that burpees is the station that you could at least arrive with a plan to, and you can manage your effort. Sled pull can be a bit of an unknown, right? Like you don't know what you're going to get. Did you get a bad lane? Did you get a beat up sled? Depending on, are we talking pro? Or are we talking age group? Are we talking elite? I think the question is likely meant for the masses, and I would say for the masses, it's one of those. It's hard. It's hard. I guess I would agree that it is probably it has the biggest impact on the rest of your race, but it's not. It's also something you can't really control.
Now, I'll add in if we were talking about the early days, as someone who had a slower than 16-minute sled pull one time back in the 25-meter sled days, without question, it used to be the most important when it was 25-meter sleds. I think it's gotten a little bit easier venue to venue in the past several years since they went to 12.5 sleds.
Yeah, but even the 12 and a halves. I mean, do you remember when it was like back before they switched over to center? And I mean, even like I remember my first race was a open race, and I got starched on the sled pull. Now, some people say that I pushed the sled push way too hard, 2 minutes and like 10 seconds, but I was dead. Those things did not move on the carpet.
Dawson, agree, disagree?
What was the exact wording? Is that it's the
Sled pull
most
is the most important
important?
station. Yeah.
I would say technique-wise, yes. You can kinda muscle through every station with bad technique. With sled pull, the technique gains that you get is far superior than every other event. So, it's the thing that you can do to gain the most amount of time the quickest, and it also is, I believe, the most strength requirement. So, if you lack in strength, that would be you need to be at a certain level of strength and technique to do well at the pull.
To play devil's advocate, the only reason burpee might take the crown from me is that it's the easiest station to get penalized on and then have to revert to a significantly worse technique. Any other station, if you change to your secondary technique, you're losing seconds maybe, but burpees, you could lose like 30 seconds just because you have to, like we've seen it happen with Rich. We've seen it happen with Hunter. Guys who have to just neuter their form because their judge is harping on them. It's too easy to really get dinged there. But yes, sled pull still is the most demanding.
I have one more point for sled pull. Let's think of all our group chats when it's like, how would Jakob or Josh Kerr, if they came in, and every single time we always go back to they wouldn't be able to get through sled pull.
Jakob's
That's the
not
one that we
moving sled.
name.
Yeah,
But it's
not
all
moving
we're
sled.
always naming sled pull as a differentiator.
Yeah. All right. Yes, the panel has spoken. Thank you to Built by Koal. All right, this one comes from Reed Paul B. Who is the best male racer currently, and why is his name Hunter McIntyre?
I
Right.
could argue that Hunter is a terrible racer. His ability is very, very high. He might have the most ability, but I would say his racing is actually one of his weaknesses.
Hunter is the best racer when it works. Like he has the strategy that fractures the field when it works. But when
It's
it
Sex
doesn't,
Panther. Works
Yeah.
60% of the time, every time.
honestly, that's it. But as soon as the field became really, really good at handling his style of racing, we haven't really seen the backup plan yet. He fires a button and he fires a button. He just spams a button. That's how he races. So yeah, I don't know if he's the best or the worst racer.
Very
yeah, this
strong argument. Go ahead.
if this is a very good argument. If it was athlete, then maybe we would have sided with you. Reed Paul B followed up with serious note, Bracken, get Rich and Hunter to commit to doubles, instant favorite, question mark.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, favorite probably. The question always with Hunter is, does he respect the competition enough to strategize? Like the sport and the people around him? Or does he think he can just submit it to his will? And that's not really a way to run doubles. We've seen him burn out millions of partners, it feels like, because he tries to submit the race and his partner to his will. So it's never a question of fitness or toughness with him. It is execution.
I think BK said it best.
And Rich is the opposite.
Rich
Rich is
is
all
Did you just say Rich has terrible ability?
No. He's all execution.
And all execution.
All execution. He's got fitness
He
for
gets
sure.
he gets the most out of every ounce he has with his execution.
He and Pelayo leave what? Scraps on the table? Maybe. In terms of strategy.
thinkers, assassins.
I
Jack,
don't have a whole lot else to add. Honestly, I Dawson summarized it pretty much exactly what I was thinking. So
I think it's Rich and Dylan.
Didn't they race in Hamburg last year, like outside of the major? I thought that they teamed up one time, and I don't know how their time would have done during the race, but I thought they've already done it and they did well.
Race Brain continues to give Steven Pelkifer bulletin board material.
I mean, both sides are right. He deserves to be feel
We're
disrespected.
We're gonna have a 30-second TikTok clip
Probably.
that is just going to play on a loop in Steven's living room as he just sits on his C2 bike.
But he's one of the reality is he's one of the only doubles partners who's not an Elite 15 athlete. Right? World Championships? Has he been to Worlds?
What do you mean? As a solo athlete?
Yeah. Is he a top 10 contender at Worlds?
Bracken is leaning so hard.
Williamson isn't.
No, what I'm saying is that both sides are right. Dylan is a world champion partnering up with someone who isn't really a world contender, and he's one of the only people doing that. So we're right, and Steven's right to be offended by it and use it as bulletin board material.
I have a hot take of Raw Debo and the Triangle Boys. I think the best pairing in that group is me and Steven.
Yeah.
We would take down all other pairings. and I will stand on that.
All other pairings?
Whoa. Hold on a second. Did you hold on? Okay. Back up. I can't. We're gonna sit here for a second because I can't really
This
understand what
doesn't
just
get passed
happened.
over.
Did you just suggest that the pairing? Because what you're implying is that you and Steven would take down Dylan and Marcus.
Or Dylan and Dawson.
Yeah, I'm hyping
No,
up
no.
Steven.
No, Dawson is saying that if Dawson and Steven paired up, they would beat a combination of Dylan and
Any of the others.
Debo. Or
Any of
Dylan
the
and Rich.
others.
You think you and Steven are taking down
No,
Dylan and Rich?
the four. Those four. Me,
Oh.
Debo, Dylan, Steven.
So you think out of the four of you, the best pairing of the four of you is you and Steven?
Yes.
Why?
Our ability at each station and our running ability and just we complement each other on all of my weaknesses. I feel like Steven is pretty strong, and Debo and I we're two big guys. We have some weaknesses and some stations. So
Have you
Dylan
shared
or
this with
Steven,
Debo, or is
Yeah.
Debo going to hear this for the first time and have a meltdown?
I'm just sick of all this Steven slander. So, this has been on my
It's not
mind for a
slander.
while. And I just want to fire up Debo a little bit. So, I'm just going to throw him under the bus.
Slander
I am
by
not.
definition has to be false.
I'm not. First off, I'm a big Steven fan. I
Yeah.
think that he's a great athlete, and I will not slander him. BK slandered him.
It's not slander if it's true. He's not a world championship contender.
Damn.
It's why I said that Dylan is Rich's best partner. It's why I didn't say Dawson or Debo or they're not world championship
Bracken is
contenders
going.
as of right now.
Bracken is going full Ben Shapiro. Facts don't care about feelings right now.
I can really like people and say they can't win a world championship in this current year.
Okay. All right. Fair. All right. Valid. Jack, this next one's coming your way. Quick change from HYROX. What do you think of DEKA regionals and their wild cards?
I didn't know that there was the European regional that debuts next year. I was like, that didn't happen this year. And their wild card, I think it's fine. Get some people to go and race. Like you have plenty of people in that 30 to 32 range, but realistically, if you somehow convinced Alex or Tim or any Elite 15 European athlete to do DEKA, chances are they're going to do really well. We just saw Harry Thompson. He won Manchester, and then Jude Reynolds and a couple others were there. And I think their winning time was only right around 32 flat. So they might not be as fast as we expect, but I think it would be great to see some Elite 15 HYROX athletes or wild cards be able to show up and race the best.
Would it be great?
I just want to know how fast they are.
I think it would be great in the sense that it'd be hilarious if they showed up, ran one race, got to Worlds and won Worlds by a lot and took money, went home, and then just moved on with real hybrid sports.
Okay, well, this is good because my follow-up question, my personal follow-up question is DEKA on the way back? It seems like from everything that we've been hearing, the events have been run very well this year. They're paying people. They're paying people at the venue. We're not talking about 30, 60 days later. We're writing checks day of. Our good buddy Dave Claxton has cleaned up the judging. And it seems like age groupers are loving it. Now, what we haven't seen is we haven't seen the top end come back. So do we think DEKA will make a comeback? Or at this point, is the money, if you're an elite athlete, is the money in HYROX? And so people are going to go where the money is and stay away from DEKA.
It's not the money. I think it's the prestige. And right now, HYROX is the cool thing. So that's why you have the top end going. I will say at races that I've gone to in the past year, and I'm extending this back to like Austin 2025, about a year ago, the team race environment is pretty electric in person. It really is.
Exploding.
A lot of people that should be like their focus. It's super popular. I do think that there's a drop off at the high end, but you are having a lot of buy-in, and I think the event as a whole has been run better in the past year than it was prior to that. But you just don't have the big names there anymore.
A lot of people saying that if Dawson and I paired up for DEKA Fit teams, Dawson did the running and I did the stations, that we'd be world champs. A lot of people saying it.
You're not beating me in Glenn.
I'm gonna preface this by putting my episode today in context that my computer died this morning and I'm really crabby. So I'm gonna be a negative Nancy today. But I don't think the sport will ever come back in the way people expect. If we take a look at who the world champions of DEKA, let's just look at the men's side first. Like who had to be in a race to make it prestigious? It was Rich. It was Ryan Kent. It was
No,
Rylan.
Rylan.
Yeah, Rich, Kent, Rylan. These are world
Dylan.
champ.
Oh, you're
Dylan.
I thought you were talking fit, but yeah, because
All-
Kent never
all-
won a fit.
But to be in the race, to make it prestigious, two of them are 40 plus now. One has left us and will never be at another race again, and the sport is worse for it because he was the future. And Dylan is a sponsored athlete specifically for the purpose of being a huge face at HYROX. So I don't think you're going to see any of those four back. So even if it regrows, and I was being mean, DEKA is legitimate hybrid sports, but it'll have to source from within, not not bring the top end back. So I don't think the top end's coming back.
I think Lauren will keep doing them. She said that she enjoys it.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll get Lauren back.
Yeah, but even Lauren, and that's a good example. Did she not skip DEKA World Championships last year because of a HYROX major? Which I think kind of goes to the point.
Yeah, I think that did happen last year.
Yeah.
Who comes over never having done one and is the best? Is it Tim?
Jake Williamson.
Yeah.
I said that
Jake
kind of
Williams
as
has
a
done
jo-
one before.
I think if Jake switched focus, I think he would be nasty. Jake is very clearly a power athlete, like short, bursty. I think that time domain could be perfect for him.
What would Luke do?
Does Luke have enough power on the stations?
Do you need enough power on the
Honest
stations?
question.
I mean, he has enough power to be 7th place at Worlds or something. Like
Different race.
He could use his running there in the second half.
Let us know in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. Who could come over and dominate? Okay, next discussion topic. This is more of a statement, not really a question. Elite division needs separate standards, including heavier sled weight and proper burpee broad jumps, not step up broad jumps. False.
next question.
All right,
I think they should make the sleds the same as normal races. There is a distinct difference between elite sleds and normal sleds. So if they just make the sleds normal, then they don't need to be heavier.
What sport nerfs the open division or vice versa? Like, do we know a sport? It's not like baseball. They make the baseballs harder to hit or extend the fences back because you're too good at hitting home runs. The competition nerfs the competition. Pitchers throw 104 now. Like basketball, 10-foot rims. Sure, the pros shoot from a little bit deeper, but that's about it. Football, it's the same field. Soccer, it's the same pitch, same ball. Like, I don't think that we need the people who are asking for more weight are the people who would do better if there were more weight. I don't think that the sport's better for more weight. I think the sport's getting really, really good as it is. But I agree, like, if you wanted it the same, Gossip's right. Make it the same. It's already imbalanced.
Yeah, I mean, as a spectator, like burpee broad jumps, the most efficient way that most people are doing with that knee step up now, it doesn't look good, but it's the most efficient. So are you going to force every single open athlete to do the same thing? You can't just be like, all right, here's
Sure.
how you do it. You earned your way into this race through normal races because you're going to have to run several of them. Now that you're in this race, do it different. Like it makes no sense to do that.
Be the opposite of standardization.
Yeah, I don't like burpee broad jumps anymore. I think it should be like burpees over a line or burpee box
Air
jump
bike.
overs or something.
As long as they refuse to take the logical step of how to make it official. But
Lasers.
I'd be okay lasers. I'd be okay if they had just it must be 2 feet at all times. I'm okay if it's not, but I don't think it should be separate.
Should it be like box jumps where you can choose what distance you want to be? There's 3 options and you just add up so it's kind of like what
Mm.
LT Games does where you have to complete 80 meters. You can do it in 2 foot, 3 foot, 5 feet, and you have to make that jump every time. And if you miss it, you don't get credit for it. But could
You
that
just
be a
choose your
solution?
lane.
Choose your distance per jump.
But is there a
Gotta do
lane
this.
then with 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot markers? You just have to clear it each time?
Yeah,
Or what?
or turn around or whatever. Just like a box. Same.
At this point, we might as well just do 30 burpees and then 30 broad jumps. Like 30 burpees and then a 40-meter broad jump. And you just just
Ooh.
jump all the way down.
Ooh, that actually sounds nasty. Because you know someone's gonna rip the 30 burpees, and then we're gonna watch them die on the broad jumps.
But you can be elastic on those broad jumps. I think you'd see some really, really fast
It would
times
be
there.
fun it would be fun to watch, though, because in, like, at some point, you're gonna have an elite come in and rip the burpees, like, way too fast, and you're gonna see someone else who's more methodical about it, who is going to pass them on the broad jumps.
The reality is this. Burpees are not a good thing to ever test. Like, pushing something makes sense, you're moving it. Anything that requires multiple points of contact and form, like, is that functional fitness? Are you ever gonna be out in the world needing to burpee broad jump across this place because your car broke down? No, like, you might have to push a car, you might have to pull something, you might have to throw something over your head, right? We know that. You might have to ski, you might have to row, you might have to run, but you're not gonna
You're
have to
never gonna
burpee
have to
broad jump.
lunge.
I'd be okay getting rid of lunges. Not that everything has
Yeah,
to
you
be
would.
real world applicable, but burpees are simply a fitness exercise for the sake of being a fitness exercise. So at that point, get rid of them. Just completely get rid of the burpee broad jumps. Sub them
Mm-mm.
out.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Okay. This next one lacks a lot of context, so I'm just going to say it as it came in, and then I'm gonna let you all freeform it however you wanna go. It literally just says this from Julie Meyer. Coaching switches into the new season. Discuss.
I think everyone should have to swap coaches every season.
Jack.
I don't agree with Bracken. I think a longer progression with the same person, if it's working, is a better idea.
Not in this sport.
It does seem like there's a lot of coach switching every summer, which is very interesting, because fitness is a funny thing. Like, how do you tell, like, on a horizon, like, how if you look across time, how can you really tell? Like, I guess BK, you're a coach. How, like, I know that this is not the way the real world works because people want instant gratification and whatnot. But if all things being equal, how long do you think that someone needs to be following a program before they can actually tell if it's working for them or not?
Hybrid breaks every rule about that. Honestly, new stimulus works as well in hybrid sports as a long build does. The issue with hybrid coaches that we see at the pro level, but kind of across the board, is that you come in, you get a few athletes, and you're hungry, and you pour it all into analyzing and getting super specific with that, and then you get popular, and you can take more people on, and then you get divided in too many directions, and you can't give the program the amount of attention you gave it early on, and then it starts being micro adjustments. Now, running is really, really good at micro adjustments. Hybrid, sometimes people unlock things just by working a different way. And so I think that's why you see people move on is they got this crazy amount of improvement early and they got a crazy amount of attention early. And then their coach got famous because of you were posting about them on Instagram and you got less of their time and you got less of their specific adjustments to your plan. And now you got that somewhere else. Someone's like, I will dedicate my world to you. And it's going to work right up until that elite 15 athlete makes them famous. And now they've got a 6-figure coaching business that they have to float. So I think that's what the real problem is. Running, you can micro adjust for a decade and almost linearly improve. Not really, but I don't think hybrid works that way.
Jack, Dawson, anything to add?
I was gonna say, I think what happens a lot of times is when you are with a specific coach, you have certain workouts that you do that can gauge how you're progressing. And you make those workouts almost identical because it's at your gym, at your own place. So you can see the progression over time. So as you're with a coach during these workouts over, say, a 6-month time period, when you're doing these similar tests, you can see the actual progression because not every HYROX race is exactly the same. Your workouts will be more identical month over month than HYROX races 2-3 months apart. So the variability with that just gets in people's heads when they have a bad race, but those metrics could not even be the same as what the previous race was. So in their mind, they're seeing worse results, but actually their fitness is better overall. So I think it's more of like a mental thing where you're not seeing progression in your races, but you're seeing progression everywhere else. So there must be something wrong. I need to change something. So I think it's just because there isn't one for one HYROX race to HYROX race. Situations are different. When you're at a big race, travel's different. Like there's so much variability that goes into every single race that when you have a few races that are lackluster in a row, you just kind of panic and start to try to change things.
I agree with that. Before we move on, Matt, I think your nose is whistling
You
into your
whistling?
microphone.
I
Sorry.
I was like, Dawson's got some skills being able to do that at the same time while talking, but not it's Matt.
Dawson, you're right. I mean, how many people left Houston like, "My fitness plan's not working," because they got a bad sled lane? Like, you didn't learn anything about the second half of your race because the sled changed everything.
Some of us came into wall balls w with an opportunity to absolutely smash our previous PRs and then crawled across the finish line. So,
That's
you know,
realistic, though.
And I think
definitely.
the sport's just so new overall that you're going to hit plateaus. You will. You'll hit a 3-4 month plateau where you're not going to see any improvement. But stacking, threshold,
Volume,
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 you'll
volume.
get better in a 6 to 8 month time frame. You just may not see something in 3 to 4 months.
Well, and really what we do most of the time is base our training off what's worked and got us to this point. It's really hard to extrapolate what is needed next in a new sport. Again, this isn't running where you have 100 years of data to look at what happens when people stagnate.
Mm.
Plateaus are real everywhere. Dawson's bang on with that. But there's not a lot of data that says when you plateau here, this is why, and this is what's next.
I agree. All right, this is a fun one. I think Jack's gonna have feelings about this. Should all Elite 15 races be in the spring and qualification for those races be in the fall?
I think that's pretty dumb because like
Yeah.
what that's like choosing the Olympic team in the spring and then you race the Olympics in the fall. It's like 3-4 weeks out. You want people kind of pretty fit right around the time of the big race.
I think I actually like this I think the intent behind this question
It
is
was
it's a
probably
way
weather related.
to shorten but also to shorten to fix the season where it's just the elites are saying like, "Oh, I have to be in like tip top shape basically 10 months out of the year." And so I think the idea is you qualify in the fall, a little bit of downtime, build up for the spring, a little bit of downtime. It kind of creates a more natural like season as opposed to just ass blasting for 10 months out of the year.
I mean, it really doesn't shorten the season. If anything, you'd have to do like winter, spring, because if you're qualifying in the fall, you're still trying to peak. If you're not the top, you're the mid 15, 16 through 30. You're trying to peak at that time to qualify. So it's
Well,
like
hold
you're
on.
not really
Let's just get
solving.
technical. The fall is September 21st till December.
That's still an 8 month season.
No, hold on. And then spring is March through June. So you would have January and February of downtime and most of
Sure.
March.
care about June, not March. You're caring about that world championship. So it's a much wider range, like Dawson was getting at.
So
I
you're
have
just
a
essentially
proposal. Go ahead, Dawson.
I was just saying there's 2 qualifying seasons there. There's the
Yeah.
qualifying for the qualifying, then there's the qualifying, then there's the world championship. So
Right. Well, I think that we should embrace HYROX's push for the Olympics. Not because that's not a pipe dream, because it is, but because it streamlines how you approach a season then. If you're pushing towards the Olympics, then you are embracing the racing for your country approach, and that simplifies everything. We move away from majors and we move to individual countries have their regular races, which qualify you for a regional championship and a national championship, and that determines who goes to worlds. So it goes back to countries have slots, and you qualify that way, just like all the other sports do, because then you don't have to worry about qualifying for these 5 majors and spreading out all your races. Like you race once in America early on, you punch your ticket to regionals, regionals punches your ticket to nationals, or maybe it's just one, but, like, you would have instead of 5 majors or whatever you're doing, like, 2 big races in your country, and that gets you through to Worlds. And then at Worlds, it builds up the hype and the drama of how does this all mix together and how does it shake out, rather than everyone faces each other in various levels of fitness and injury 4 times throughout the year, and then we do it again at Worlds. So I think we just embrace the nationalistic racing style.
But in the future, you mentioned your Olympic thing right there. How are you going to have a fair qualification timeline for the Olympics? Are the Olympics only going to have 15 people?
We're not
Are
going to the Olympics.
Okay, I thought
But
you
it's
were
the same
using that.
way as every other sport. You get a certain number of people, of slots per
Yeah.
country that can qualify for Worlds and for Olympics, and that's the way it goes.
Would you have the qualification date it's like, here is, if you want to make a team in Asia, this is the race, and it's on the same exact weekend as the one if you want to make it for your team in North America, the same one as yours. So everyone has the same calendar gap, or would you do one at the beginning of the season? Because that changes how you structure things.
Well, it comes down to do you have national governing bodies or one world governing body? The way Olympics and Worlds are is not all countries qualify on the same day. No. And that allows that if you have a country that can't get their stuff together, you inevitably have a poor team that you send or a team that's not timed correctly. I don't really want to micromanage how they qualify. I mean, when they choose all that, but I think it would be cool to build up the national racing scene a little bit. Right now, it's just so present and everyone's trying to break into it. I'd like to build up the national racing scenes and then send your best to Worlds.
Spoken like a true president of the US Federation of HYROX.
Balls. I would
Uh,
never sit on any.
lot a lot of questions, directed at me specifically around PEDs and what are the rumors out there. I would
Oh, I
like to
forgot.
clarify. I would like to clarify. There was a Reddit comment about this. I made a comment a few shows back, uh, in jest that is now running wild on the internet, and I would just like to say that, no, I will not tell you who I think is on PEDs because that would be a horrific thing for me to do because I have no confirmation. That would be slandering an individual, and I'm not going to do that. So everybody that keeps asking me, no, I won't. And I guess I should stop making jokes because I'm not gonna tell you because that is so unfair to these are still people at the end of the day, and I am just a silly little man doing a silly little podcast, and I will not be used, uh, to stir up controversy in the hybrid fitness space. But if you don't know who I'm talking about, then maybe you should pay better attention. Bracken, anything you'd like to add?
Well, I think it's a cop out to say that you made that in jest. You made that seriously, but we don't have the evidence to go public with it. Yeah, we all believe there are people that have been serving as the internet would call it, a shadow ban, which really is just a quiet ban, like,
Look,
"Hey, you're out."
I think
We know
you
that.
said this best years ago. If there was not if we would be the first endurance sport in the history of endurance sports to be clean. There's
Yeah.
just no way. It's not like it doesn't make any there it's not possible. It would
I
be foolish to think that we're clean.
I used to say that OCR was the worst combination ever because it took runners, cyclists, and
CrossFit.
fitness buffs and threw them together and said, "Hey, we're gonna take the highest dope sports other than race walking and put them together." But no,
Race
I
walkers are legit. They're not doping.
they are one of the highest dope sports in the
It
world.
just happened. Like some guy from Kenya.
Anyway, HYROX beats Spartan Race. HYROX takes all that and it adds in fitness models and CrossFitters and bodybuilders and the worst of all, influencers. You think they all just were like, "Hey, I'm doing this the right way." No, we're so dirty. And so, yes, there are people currently serving quiet band, but no one will that's the point of a quiet band. It doesn't get released. So we can't say, "Hey, here's who definitely is," but we can't prove it because that's irresponsible. But, like, you're living under a
Irresponsible.
rock if you think that people aren't everywhere using it.
It's pretty much like that game, Guess Who, where you're like, "Ah, did this person race at this race? Yes. Oh, they haven't been here for a long time. Let's see." Like you're just guessing profiles of people who would be a likely doper. That's kind of what you're doing.
No,
100%.
no, we're
100%.
99% of the way sure. We just don't have that final one to say it.
Yeah,
With
Bracken, you knew
Instagram the
it.
way it is, guys, with all the excuses out there, when people have to post their entire life story about why they miss a race, for people to go quiet for a long time without, like, legitimate things, like, start there.
Bracken, since you're on a heater right now, you knew we couldn't get through a Q&A without a shoe question. Bracken, thoughts on the new HYROX shoe colorways and On's new hybrid shoe release?
The on release is, again, gonna be a dud. It's a it's literally a hybrid shoe. They combined the look of some of their trainers in court shoes, like tennis court, with some running. These big companies have it wrong. You just need a running shoe with grip. That's it. You don't need to even worry about for the pros, you don't have to worry about stability. Stability would be nice. Some upper retention would be nice, but no, just take your best running shoe and put some grip on it. So I'm not excited about that. Um, what was the first part of it?
Colorways of the new HYROX shoes.
I
for
like them.
Puma.
You haven't liked the Puma colorways from the beginning. I have.
No. That's not true. The colorways they did this year were terrible.
I was wrong
The
then. You do like them.
the blue one or whatever it is, that like blue and purple one.
See, I
I
don't
didn't
think
like
it's
that one.
terrible. I think when you
And I
put
didn't like the
15
pink
athletes
one.
in the same one, it looks bad. Nike gets criticized for that at track meets, but I think if you just saw it in the midst of a road race, you'd be like, "Ooh, that's kinda cool. That stands
Yeah,
out."
but like I liked the threes when it was like the red and the orange. Those were dope. I got the red ones. All right, Jack, this one's for you. But Dawson, don't change.
No,
your-
I wanna piggyback on this to Dawson.
Okay, well, hold on. But that's fine. But Dawson, don't change your sticker because I'm coming to you next. Keep it there.
You have to race in one of the hybrid specific shoes. What are you choosing?
Not of him because they don't work for his feet.
You have to. You have to choose one.
Yeah, I mean, I'd honestly just have to test them out because I'm gonna break through the sides of them if the toe box is too small. So I haven't heard anything bad about the toe box in the Pumas, so I'd probably just go with the whatever the Nitro Elites. I don't even know what they're called.
Guy needs a wide box.
Yeah.
The way BK just looked at me. All right. Dawson, for those of you not tuned into YouTube, is wearing his niece finisher patch. So this one is for Dawson and Jack. A lot of people asking, why are the French getting so good? That's all
Well,
it says.
the Spaniards were getting good a couple of years ago, and it's just time for France to do well. Honestly, like it's just a really athletic country, and why wouldn't they do well?
They figured it out, man. Croissants and cigarettes for breakfast.
As someone who lost to a Frenchman in the race that was in Nice, Alan Cow won the age group that year. They just, I don't know. They just could be a few good courses in a row, but then when they're competing against others, they're doing well too. So you can't really say the courses. They're just They're just doing it out there. I don't know.
I mean, Bracken
Right.
will agree. On the OCR side, like 3 of the top 5 in the world are from France on the men's side, and
I wouldn't agree.
if you just have Basilico, Thibaut, Gachet, they all got top 3. Anyway,
I wouldn't say they're top 5.
Greg.
Carbo
Hobie
loading
Paul.
with croissants.
No.
Cody,
In the active scene, not all time.
right now, Hobie, his son, and Cody, top 3. Boom.
Right now, all right,
Forget the rest of the world.
it's Utah.
All right, rapid fire. Then I'm gonna turn it over to Jack. We were coming up on time. Are the rumors true that Rich Ryan will team up with Jack Driscoll? Dude, we don't know. Unk doesn't tell us anything. Guy leaves us in the dark. He doesn't even participate half the time. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. Who's Rich going to pair up with? A lot of people asking. Maybe someone from Raw Debo.
I've got a Rich question if you want me to tie onto that.
Yeah, throw it in.
Somebody asked Scott Lerg, would Rich solo beat the entire panel who was on the Crystal Ball episode if they were doing a relay?
Crystal Ball was me, Bracken, Bella, and Michelle.
Could you beat Rich? Could you run
4 of
50
us?
more?
So
Yeah.
no, those of us that were on Crystal Ball.
Yeah. All 4 though as a relay, not picking our best 2 to do a doubles.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what's Rich is 54 low, 54-20.
53,
we just have to beat-
57 or something. Yeah.
You guys are going to struggle on the sleds. Like that's I don't know. You got to make up time somewhere else.
We're gonna be fresh.
Bracken, where are you sacrificing yourself? Like we're
By starting the line, I'm making a sacrifice.
where are you laying down?
I'm so out of shape.
BK has no choice. If we're gonna have a shot, BK has to erg.
That's how you look at this, huh?
You have to.
That's the easiest route through HYROX. Great. Let me erg.
But you have to though, because you
Took a nap on this
would
one,
have to because Rich is gonna be pulling in the 140s on both. And I could probably do like 155 on the ski and maybe like a low 150 on the row. I said, I guess, sorry, it's a relay, so I could really send it.
Yeah, and you got what?
You can go out at 5:30 pace.
15
run.
minutes rest?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I could rip ergs.
The reality is we're gonna lose, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's the mixed? Yeah, I'd be tight. It would be tight.
None of us can lunge with him.
Michelle, fastest 5K on the Jersey Shore, though.
Yeah. No, I'm not worried about our running. We can't lunge with him. We can't wall ball with him. I don't think we can sled pull with him.
So I don't know the ability level of her teammates, but Bella did one, and she was a 58-15 in a mixed team relay.
I think their average height was like 5'5".
Short kings.
Okay.
Short kings and queens.
I think right now, today, Rich beats us.
Okay.
I
So
won't
the
give
other-
that man. I won't give that man an inch. I think we got him. We just got to beat.
Hold on. I got a real result. Matt Mason, you teamed up with Chase Stewart, Ashley Steven, and Rich Ryan, and you ran a 51-53. So Rich Ryan on your team only has 2 minutes of wiggle room. Can you guys offset 2 minutes of work? I'm sorry.
2.5
you
minutes.
guys.
2.5 minutes of work. I'm taking the field. All right, Jack, rip your questions.
Okay. Another one on PEDs. What would happen if Lauren Weeks and Alyssa McElhaney teamed up for doubles?
Whoa, you just gloss over PEDs?
Oh, he was just saying there was another.
Yeah, it was basically the same question as before. Okay,
Yeah,
Jeremiah Mahan said, "Are we just accepting PED use with no known positives?"
Yes. What would happen if Alyssa and Lauren teamed up?
Yes.
Same thing that happened last year. They would win. That team would be so. I mean, my feelings. Yeah, I mean that team. Wins. I don't even think it's close.
Is that the best combo out there?
Justice
worldwide,
for
you think?
Vivian.
Yeah. 4 world records for Vivian, right?
Yeah. But and this is no disrespect to Vivian. We're talking about the current world champion. Alyssa is a better runner. and doubles is a running race.
All right. Got another question from Dustin Needham. At what point in a race should you start taking risks?
HYROX?
Depends on who you are.
Like, maybe a risky celebration across the line. That I think I defer to Dawson on this, but
Yeah,
Not till after purpose is what I would say, unless you're
it
elite.
all depends on what your strengths are. If you're in a race situation, it depends on what your opponent's strengths are. So it's like it's all very situational. If you're just going based off of time and you want to run your fastest time ever, 0 risks. No risks the entire race. If you're trying to win a race, you can attack in the second half of the race. The runs around the farmer's carry are usually where you can make up a decent amount of time. And then if you can attack the lunges because it's close to the end of the race, but you can only do that if you are proficient at the lunges.
the decision's only there
call
if you're
back.
ready.
Call back to the beginning of the episode. I think you should just fucking pin it from run 1.
Yeah.
If you're gonna take a risk it, baby.
Honestly, the risk that is the HYROX risk to take, right? It's I'm gonna go out 1 notch faster than I usually do and see what happens. But no, the rest of the race, you get a certain amount in, and it's not like you're sitting there like, maybe I could push the button. Like I'm hurt, I'm dead or I'm not, and maintaining is usually the best course of action.
Yep. Another question. If HYROX cut everything in half, would we still have the same names at the top of the sport? Distance and run.
So like
or
a
distance
half
and
rocks?
stations, I'm assuming. Yeah. Like, let's say you had a 500-meter
No, we would not.
row.
No.
I think it would skew more to doubles athletes.
Yeah.
So similar, but it would skew
But
slightly.
look at doubles
more.
athletes. Who's at the top? Like world record holders for it.
But
It's the
not
best sold.
every singles athlete is a good doubles athlete.
Yeah. It's a completely different race.
Say it's
So, like,
80% the same.
it would be much more runner based,
Are the runs cut in half?
Yes, everything. Half rocks.
but still, like
It's effectively a DEKA fit.
yeah. And what
With
what
different
it's the
stations.
second half of stations. So if you're not proficient in a station, you can do half of it much faster than you could do percentage wise the whole thing. So it's like it's going to skew to lighter, faster athletes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
think about
runner
only having to do 50 wall balls after a
a
500
runner can
meter
pin
run.
it knowing 50 wall balls.
Yeah, it'd be different athletes.
Luker wins?
Right now?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably.
Tim wins?
I would say yes. Maybe Tim.
All right, Jack, what else we got?
Okay. And last rapid fire question from Tamara Dale. If HYROX disappears tomorrow, where do all the athletes go?
OnlyFans.
Triathlon.
I don't know. Yeah, triathlon, back to road running. I don't know. I don't know that they're not going to CrossFit.
Would they try something like Deadly Dozen?
Deadly
or
Dozen
DEKA?
or yeah, I just don't think it has like I don't think they have the sex appeal.
OnlyFans does. These people all got a taste of the influencer life. They all got a taste of clicks. Getting paid to be shirtless. It's a natural progression.
Dawson's OnlyFans name would literally be Raw Dog. It's like made for OnlyFans.
Yeah, and
I'm
welcome
sure
to
that's
Raw
fake.
Dog in on a Wednesday night.
They would come to a Match Race Brain Invitational 5K that he's putting on.
Jokes, they write themselves.
Who would
All
be
right.
the most successful in that scenario?
No, not answering this.
Obviously, Hunter would do well.
Yeah,
He'd have a unfortunate. He'd have a depressingly high male sway to his audience. His stands are paying for that. Jeremy probably sells. He's got a look.
I can't answer this on principle.
Doubles teams would do well.
Oh my god. All right. Bracken, what we got this week on TRP?
I don't know. I'm lost. I'm off the rails here. We just
Computer might not be
had
working.
yeah, no, we made it yesterday. It broke basically during the interview, but we had an individual who was in a coma for a while at 14 and came back and is an ultra athlete now and doing crazy stuff. So that was an interview yesterday. Drops today.
Nice. It's awesome. All right. Let us know where you got it right, where we got it wrong in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe. Watch out for the ponies tomorrow in Milwaukee. Be out and about. That's all we got. As always,
Are you
we
breaking
appreciate
90?
you.
I want it on the record.
Yes.
His pacer will allow him to break 90. Whether he does it or not is up to him.
The Pacers definitely going sub 90.
Fun fact, Dawson has never run an official half marathon.
I've run
Guy
hundreds
is
of
a
them,
race
but
guy is a race director for a half marathon.
of a half marathon, and I've never run one.
He's never run an official half marathon.
I've run 2 as a pacer.
So
Never
all right.
myself.
We're out. Later.